It is new tool day here in the shop.
Yay, new tool day.
I was waiting for it. What we have is the Techniks Shrinkstation, and I am excited to get this guy unboxed. I haven't even seen it yet. I wanted to wait until I had the work area set up so that we could put this up there properly. What Abby and I have done is we picked this up another one of these US General toolboxes from Harbor Freight. This is the 42-inch model there. And the Shrinkstation, the heat shrink machine, is gonna sit right here. We have a receptacle that I already had the electrician wire in for me. This is 230 volt 3-phase. You can get this machine in single phase as well. We've also got the Vortex Cooler, which is underneath there in the box, so we got to get it out. And it's going to sit right here next to the Shrinkstation. And you can see we have an air line here that's hooked into our Kaiser compressor, so it's going to pipe right into that. We have a receptacle that it plugs in. So this was the perfect area, I thought, to have our new heat shrink station set up, and it'll serve both of our Miltronics mills right here. All right, we got a few tools as well. So once we get all this set up, we're gonna give this a test and see how it works, and I'm really excited about it. So let's go ahead and cut this box open and see our shrink station for the first time. It is lined with foam inside there.
It's always scary, isn't it?
It is. I don't want to cut into it, and I keep meaning to buy some more of these razors for the utility knives. I'm using a dull razor here. I'm starting to see it. Let me see if I can go ahead and cut down this side too. This is not going too well. This is probably looking like the back of it right here.
Looks cool though.
Yeah, you see it's a nice compact design. Let me go ahead and get this box cut, and we'll be able to see the other side of it right here. There we go. Wow. Okay, here we go. Looking good.
She's pretty.
We have some gloves here. Got some more parts here. Let me go ahead and get these guys out. Some more tooling hiding in here. There it is. It's nice and compact. I like how compact that unit is. Do not lift here. You can see they put that right on the top. It's not really that heavy either. One person could pick the box up. So it looks like we got an air line right here that we'll have to go into it. One of the great things about this is if you look right here, made in USA. These guys are proudly made at Techniks up in Indiana. And this is an affordable unit right here. This is the machine that I think any machine shop that's doing work, that's in business, can afford if you want to get into heat shrinking. You know, mom and pop shops, just small machine shops. This one right here will allow you to get into the heat shrink game. I absolutely love it. We've been using heat shrink so far the last few years, and we wanted to go ahead and invest in some of the Techniks machinery and the tools. And here it is. So I'm going to get Abby to help me, and we'll go ahead and get this off the box and get it set up on the toolbox here. So this says no pacemakers within 80 inches. Is the pacemaker 80 inches away? We might have to measure that and see.
Dad joke.
2 meters. That's further than 2 meters over there. Yeah. Keep jewelry at least 12 inches away from induction head. Avoid hot surfaces. Tool and tool holders may be hot. Wear gloves rated for at least 500 degrees. Those gloves that they sent, I'm pretty sure those are like the, you know, the heat gloves. Yeah, they've got some insulation in there. It looks like it's just one. Okay, just one. We're going to check out all of our tools there. So let's see if our plug fits. Making sure it's going on the right way. There we go. Yep, and we can just push that back there. Bring this over here. We will have to, I'm gonna get probably some push locks. I need to go to the rubber supply house. They have the little push locks, and they have some 1/2 inch right here. This. We may just use this push lock to hook in both of the machines, but I'll have to go over there and get some fittings. Let's go ahead and turn it on. I've got to, let me see where I don't remember where they plugged this one in now. Nope.
Oh.
We did get it right. Yeah, it's booting up. Okay. All right, I have no idea how to operate it right now. I've got to read the book and the manual, but it's supposed to be very easy. Once you learn how to operate, it should be really easy. This is supposed to work with all different types, brands, manufacturers of heat shrink holders. So it doesn't have to be Techniks. If you have some existing heat shrink holders, you should be able to put it in here. And this particular unit, I believe, if I read correctly, it's up to a 3/4 inch cutter in there. All right. All right, so that was easy enough. I just got to read the book and figure out how to properly operate it, and we'll do that. But we want to go ahead and get our Vortex unboxed and get it set up as well. So what the Vortex is a chiller. So after you do your heat shrink here, you can take it out, and I believe you just set it right down into the Vortex, and it uses shop air, and it cools it and blasts it, and it's supposed to cool the tool down anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds. There's the power cord. I don't know which side is up.
The words are right.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, there's the top right there. Okay. So by the way, we're going to have both of these machines on our website, abomb79.com. If you go to the tool crib, Abby does a really good job of trying to add all of the tools that we use in the shop, whether it be cutting tools, work holding, tool holding, machines, manual and CNC. So we're going to be adding these on there. And if you click on it, it'll take you right to the Techniks website where you can learn about it yourself. And don't forget, there's going to be a promo code there. You can get 20% off any purchase from Techniks. It don't matter if it's a tool holder, if you want to get you a Shrinkstation or a Vortex or anything that Techniks offers. This is a nice little light compact unit right here. Easy enough, right? So it'll sit right there. That's probably going to be a power button. I did read that it detects the tool when you stick it down in there. Let's see what the air supply looks like. So they got your standard quick connect going in there. So we may just get some more quick connects to go. I don't know if they're going to fit in there, but we'll get it configured and get it hooked up properly. I can see it looks like there's some plastic, some of this bubble wrap that's inside there, so I may need to see about if that is supposed to come out. It probably does. But anyway, there's our two new machines right there. And I'm excited to see them work. These are going to be awesome. They look good. They look good on the red toolbox too. I knew that the Shrinkstation had a little bit of red in it, so that's why we picked a red to kind of match that with the Techniks there. So let us figure out how to operate them properly, and then we'll bring you guys back and show you how they work. All right, so we have the new Shrinkstation and the Vortex Cooler all set up and ready to go. I've been over here messing with it, getting familiar with it, wanting to make sure that I understand how to properly operate this machine before I share it with you guys, but it is ready to go. I wanted to point out that I have both of the machines hooked into just my standard shop air over here, my air lines. Both machines come equipped with the quick coupling on the back, so you can just plug your standard shop air right into it. But I do plan on hooking in I'm going to use the push lock lines. It's going to go right into the Kaiser Smart Pipe over there, so I don't have to run my air lines over here. They're just going to be plumbed in there all the time. I had this set up purposely where we have our 3-phase plug for the Shrinkstation. We have our air line there, and of course 120, which the Vortex is plugged into. All right, so I'm going to give you some more detail overall of the machine, the control over here, and everything about it, as we get into this. But I wanted to point out that the cutters that it will shrink, you can go from 1/8 of an inch up to 1 1/4. And it also can handle up to a 14-inch length there. Same thing with the Vortex chiller. Everything is good to go now. I messed around with a 1/4 inch shrink fit and a 1/2 inch shrink fit, and they're nice and cool now. I'm going to go ahead and run through everything again so you guys can see how the machine operates. So I'll get some more detailed videos so you can see the control panel here. It's really easy to operate once you understand the functions on here. It's no problem at all. It works. It's very intuitive, and I like that this is a nice, small, compact system. And this is something that would be great for any shop, no matter what size. If you got a small garage shop or large shop, maybe you need something like this at a specific station for a machinist to use, so they're not running someone else's heat shrink, something like that. There's a lot of variables there where I think that this could be handy for any shop out there. You can put it in either side if you want to cool this part down. If the tool body is getting too warm, you can stick it in there like that there as well. So we'll show you the Vortex. But let me get you in here and show you the display, and then we'll go ahead and we'll heat shrink a 1/4 inch tool in here. Okay, so here's a look at the digital display here and where you operate it. Whenever you're setting up to do a shrink, you can adjust whatever tool diameter you want by just pushing the plus or minus. So, like I said, you can go down to 1/8 of an inch and all the way up to 1 1/4 there as well. We're going to start with a 1/4 inch tool. You can cool the tool right here. You don't have to have the Vortex. The Vortex is an added benefit there because it chills the air and cools it even faster. But this right here will probably take 2 minutes or so, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, depending on the size of the tool. So just be aware that it will cool it right here. And there's a setting in there that runs the tool up and down about 1 inch there, so it kind of cools it a little bit more evenly. And one of the reasons why they suggest let it do a cool blast for at least a few seconds before you go to the Vortex is so that it does shrink the tool enough to capture the tool, so that you're not pulling it out of there immediately, putting it upside down and the tool fall out. So let the machine cool the tool slightly before you pull it out of there. But you can turn the air blast off so you can remove the tool. You have an auto up and an auto down. You also have a jog up and a jog down. And I was going to mention this too. If you go into settings, or setup, you can change the measurement or the units. So if you want to read this in metric, you can change it to metric. You can fine tune this to whatever specifics you might want to be at. So the only thing that I did was change it to inch, because that's how I like to read. And that's all I've done there. So on the induction head here, you have 4 different size discs, depending on what size cutter you have. We'll go ahead, you have to just push this up lightly, turn it 90 degrees and pull it out of there. And you can see this one is indicated from 6 to 12 millimeters. So this is the right ring for the 1/4 inch tool. It comes with a little plastic knob here so that you can, just hold it and stick it in there. So you just drop it in like that, and turn it so that this is touching. And I was going to point out right here, so here's the other rings that it comes with. So it'll go all the way up to 1 1/4 or 32 millimeter, I believe is what that one's listed at. You can also, it comes with these plates too. So if you have Cat 50, you can use it for Cat 50 or the HSK tool holders as well. So nice universal machine. It'll handle quite a bit. All right, so we have the right plate in there and we are ready to go. So what we're gonna do is just hit the auto up. It's gonna come all the way up here and it's gonna touch this and detect it, and it's gonna lower it to the right height where it needs to be to begin the heat cycle. And then whenever you go to heat things up, you have to push and hold the heat button right here, and then have the tool ready. We're gonna use this guy right here as a 1/4" chamfering tool. One thing that I realized that I need to do, I need to create some kind of tray over here that I can, whenever you remove these tools, they're gonna be hot. All right, so if you pull one out, you need to be able to set it down. I don't wanna put it on rubber. So you wanna be able to set it down like a plate of aluminum or something to help pull the heat out of it. So let's go ahead and begin. I'm gonna put all my safety gear on. Because this air blast and it's loud, I would recommend earplugs. So we're gonna do auto up. That is a ball screw that it's using there. And you'll see it touch and then drop back down slightly. There we go, okay. And we've got it set at 4 seconds, but you can adjust the time that you want to do the heat cycle custom. If you wanna add more time to it, you can by just this guy right here. All right, so we'll go ahead and hold down the heat. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in, just like that. Yep, there's the air blast. Head air off, auto down. There we go. It was in the middle of its little cycle there. I think I interrupted it. And then you can hit stop right there. And then I'm gonna come right here in front of you. Let's take this guy out. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the Vortex on. It's one button. So the Vortex is just gonna blast it with super chilled air. And whenever you're done with it, it just automatically turns on and off. Just like that. Pretty cool. Still a little warm. We're gonna let it roll. We've been in there about a minute. That has a cool feel to it. I can still feel a little bit of warmth in the body there. So if you have plenty of time, if you don't need to go to the machine right away, you can certainly drop it in on the taper shank there, and it'll cool that part of the tool down there as well. Super simple tool there. It's got a blue light up here, blue LED indicating it's on and ready to go. And whenever you drop a tool in there, it's gonna turn to red. Or you can just turn it off right there. I did want to point out the air consumption that both of the units use. I know for a fact that the Vortex, because it was listed on the website, it consumes 25 CFM of air. So it does draw air, but I think most of the shops that use this equipment is gonna have a pretty good air compressor system, pretty good sized tank. So if you're just doing occasional shrink fits, you're doing a few tools at a time, you should have plenty of air to be able to do this. If you're going to be using this machine quite a bit, you may need to increase the volume of the air, but that's just something to take into consideration right there. All right, so how about we go ahead and install the 1/2" tool, and we'll go ahead and see, because these two sizes right here has been very common for us in the shop. We've been running a lot of 1/2" diameter end mills, as well as a lot of 1/4" size end mills there as well. So I was gonna point this out. I love the new box. This is gonna be a tool station right here. I think I'm gonna set up the collets in here as well and try to get those organized. But in our top drawer right here, I wanted to go ahead and put we got our new shrink fit tools anyway. So we've got them from 1/8 all the way up to 3/4 inch. And then I also wanted to point out, so Techniks has really high quality collet chucks too. So we've got a few of the ER16 the ER25, and then of course the ER32s. These are real common sizes that a lot of people use. So we've got a few of those guys right there. Let's go ahead and shrink a 1/2 inch tool now. So let's go ahead and install a 1/2 inch end mill. We're going to come up here and just change this. We're going to go up to a 1/2 inch cutter. And yeah, it'll change to 5 seconds. That's the default setting for a 1/2 inch. Again, you can fine tune that. If you think you need 6 seconds, 7 seconds, or 10 seconds for a tool, you can adjust it to do so. And now we need to change out our induction ring. So we're going to take this one out. And it should be this guy right here. It says 14 to 20. This is the one that we're going to use. Drop it in there, just push it up, and then turn it and come back down, just like so. And now we are ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put the cutter right here. This is the helical cutter that I accidentally ran into the vise, and I cannot believe it didn't just shatter it, but it is dull on the end. So anyway, that's the one that we're going to use. Go ahead and hit auto up. I'm going to put my earplugs in. You going to be ready for the air blast?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we are ready to shrink. It'll get you every time. So if we want to turn that off, we're going to push the head air off button. Jog down. I'm just going to push auto down so you don't have to hold the button. I know we're going to use a lot of air with that cooler, but that's why I'm glad that we invested in Kaiser. It doesn't matter if it just constantly consumes 25 CFM. This guy will run all day long, 24/7, flat out if we need to. All right, so we've been running the Vortex for almost 1.5 minutes now. Nice and cool to the touch there, look at that. Perfect. I can still feel warmth in the shank or the body of the tool there. So I don't know if this is standard practice or not, so we're gonna have to kind of figure this out, but stick it in there upside down if you want to and help cool that tool. This is slightly higher than what you might want it at, but for me, it's no problem. I can get in here and see the tool and see the cutter. So we're gonna keep it set up just like this. I think what I wanna do is kind of see about making some improvements on the top of the box here. I want to get a rack sitting here next to the Vortex so that whenever we, are finished with a tool, we have a rack that we can set that down in. We don't have that right now. It's just, setting them like that right there. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap up going over our new Techniks Shrinkstation and Vortex machines. We are really happy to have these in the shop. I think they're going to add a great value to what we're trying to do here, pair very nicely with our Milltronics mills, and we're really excited to have them. I think that both of these machines are perfect for any size shop out there. It doesn't matter if you're in a garage, you have a small shop, mom and pop businesses, full-on production. They're nice and compact. They don't take up a lot of room, and you can put them right next to the machine if you're looking to get into shrinking. Or maybe you already have some shrink fit toolings. Maybe you already have another machine and you'd like to add something like this to a workstation. I think it's perfect. Keep in mind that it doesn't matter what manufacturer heat shrink tools you have, this machine's going to handle it. It's going to work fine for any of the other tools out there. So I think that's it. We're excited to have it and looking forward to putting it to some work. We're going to start getting some tools loaded up for our programs and hopefully get back on some products that we're machining over here at A-Bomb Industries. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed the video and we hope it was helpful. Be sure to check out our website, abomb79.com. We're going to have both these machines on there. We have our Techniks Tooling on there, and if you click those, it's going to take you right to the Techniks website where you can make purchases there. And we also have a promo code there you can use too as well for your tooling purchases over at Techniks. All right. So we hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you on the next one.